In the Botho University, I'll just briefly state that it's an ISO accredited or certified organization, that is ISO 2008. Then some of the things we've heard them, that it offers a variety of programs. Then those are our faculties that we offer, and also the 3 campuses. That information has been said before. Then we just want to briefly touch on the education system in Botswana, tertiary education. There is a governing board, the monitoring board, which is called TEC, which is Tertiary Education Council, and that board is responsible for accrediting and monitoring institutions, that is both private and tertiary, and also they take a very active role in curriculum development to ensure relevance of curriculum. Then also we're saying the relevance of the curriculum is ensured because the tertiary institutions work closely with the industry. And also you find that there is a benchmarking, like say for example, if we talk about Botho, you find that Botho partners with a lot of international universities, like T-Side Open University, and also we have got like NIT, of which these universities and organizations have an input in the curriculum development, which means that the curriculum is sort of meeting the international standards. Then also, we're saying that the TEC also, it works hand in hand with the other stakeholders, such as captains of the industry, to ensure relevance of the curriculum. Then we talk of employability of tertiary institution graduates. The tertiary education in Botswana, it has got challenges. There are challenges that are there, which also you find these challenges, they put pressure on the tertiary institutions. We've got the shrinking economy. Botswana was not spared by the 2009 recession, though now we are now feeling the pinch. Then we also got high unemployment rate. Then there's a decline in demand, which is as a result of the declining economy. Then we've got shortages from the local market, that is the shortage of certain skills. I think this issue of skills shortages has been deliberated on from the beginning of the research. Then also there is pressure from accrediting board on content coverage, which also, as we shall see, that it's a challenge, especially when it comes to try to enforce the areas, the issues of employability. Then we've got tertiary education, graduate employability. It's also one of the challenges. Like my previous presenter, the lady, she was mentioning about having students. She quoted numbers that were quoted yesterday to say they are there. Why is it that they are not being employed? It's a question of employability. So what triggered us to look at this issue of employability is because we looked at there is an increasing number of tertiary institution graduates that are in the streets. I think the lady was from the Tertiary Education Council. I'm not sure. One of the presenters yesterday was talking about the internship program. She spoke about 6,000 not yet absorbed, which means those 6,000 graduates are in the streets. Then we have a problem of the poor labor productivity for those graduates that are employed. Then we have inability of tertiary graduates to compete with international employees. Like someone was talking about localization and say some people are taking businesses that are selling nuts and the like, and yet they're supposed to be for locals. Yet you find that one, it's actually an inability of local labor force to compete with the international labor force. Then we also got systems that are focusing more on pass rate on the student transcript than the issues of employability. Then we've got measurement of the lecturer's performance. That is, the lecturer's performance is evaluated using the subject pass rate, of which those things, as we shall see, you find that we actually found them to be a big challenge in as far as imparting employability skills is concerned. There are quite a number. Then also, we checked, we interacted with a lot of organizations. Then we found that the curriculum, in most cases, the curriculum is designed with the input from the industry, which makes the curriculum, most of the curriculum, being relevant. Then also, the tertiary institutions, like someone was talking about funding again earlier on, to say tertiary institutions should find ways of funding themselves. Then you find this now, it actually causes tertiary institutions to be more concerned about numbers of graduates that they enroll in their organizations. That's why you find some are offering online, some are offering parallel programs because of the issue of funding. And you find most of the times, because most of these tertiary institutions, some are operated as a business model, and you would find that they are striving to achieve what we call economies of scale, to try as much as possible to cut down the cost of production and maximize the production, the output. Then we also have got pressure from TEC, which is our governing board on tertiary education graduates' employability. What I was saying is you find that TEC is putting a lot of pressure on tertiary education institutions to make sure that whatever graduates that they produce, they should ensure that they are employable and they have the employability skills. Then now what we are saying is, looking at that point, you find that the key to survival of the institutions, tertiary institutions, I can say in Botswana or worldwide, is the employability of the graduates. Because it's all about the employability of the graduates. Can the products that are produced by tertiary education institution be of use to the economy and the society at large? Then also, in this case now, after we've looked at that, we also checked the curriculum, like we said, it was relevant. Now our main thrust is looking at the employability issue. What can classroom deliver contribute towards the employability of tertiary education graduates? That's our main area of research. Like what others said earlier on, that employability it's affected by so many factors. Yes, there are so many factors, but as we're only going to concentrate on the classroom delivery as one of those factors, to say if we are to do this and pull together all the other factors, can we produce a graduate which has employability skills? And those are our objectives. We evaluated the curriculum. Then also we identify the challenge. It seeks to identify the challenges faced by tutors when using delivery methods that enhance employability, that is enhancing the development of employability skills. Then to come up with recommendations on delivery methods that can enhance employability skills. Okay, there's one issue that I need to clarify there. You find that when we're talking about employability, there is usually a confusion between employability and employment. So if you check there, we have got one writer, York, he says that employability is not employment, but skills that make the graduate to be employable. So there are two different things, employment and employability. And also, he says, they're saying that employability is not key skills, because key skills help with the understanding of the subject. And the key skills that we are talking about, we talk of numerous literacy and communication skills, of which you find here in Botswana, we have got vocational colleges. They actually have departments that try to impart those key skills. But when we talk of employability, it goes beyond key skills. Then the skills that are identified, we find that these skills, when we talk of employability skills, they are skills that are, for example, confidence level, people skills, knowledge transfer, positive attitude, problem solving, then subject content, knowledge. Some of these skills cannot be evaluated or assessed during the delivery of during the assessment of the curriculum. Then when we talk of delivery method, we are saying good delivery method, as far as our research is concerned, we are saying good delivery method is the teaching method that results in most students to use their cognitive process and develop employability skills at the same time. This was said by Brenda in 2004. Then in our research, in our presentation, we're going to use interchangeably those words, tutor, lecturer, teacher, or coach. So we are going to use them interchangeably, and in this research, they mean one and the same. Okay, the scope of the our study area, it covers captain of the industry, tutors, then tertiary education. We interacted with mainly 3 tertiary education there. Then for various reasons why we interacted with those industry captains, these are the users of our products as tertiary institutions. Then tutors are the ones that are responsible for classroom delivery. Then also the institutions are the ones that are responsible for designing and delivering the curriculum that should enhance graduate employability. Okay, that is the theory, the literature review that was said by quite a number of people. I think we are not going to concentrate on that because it looks like the time is not on our side. But you can get hold of our paper. I think you'll be able to get the detail on the literature review, what is shown on the overhead, on the projector. But what we just want to emphasize there is you find that we've been talking about employment, but not much has been emphasized on employability, of which it is evidenced by the way we interact in this research, because people have been talking about employment, some were talking about employability, but when you look at the renowned authors, their definitions of employability, they're saying it doesn't really mean employment. And the elements of employability has not been really given much emphasis. Okay, now when we look at employability, just looking at that diagram, we find that the issue of employability, this is theory, that is what York is saying. He's saying that for a student to develop employability skills, there are quite a number of factors that are included. We have got personal qualities, and those personal qualities are the ones that we are concentrating on, which are the soft skills. I think someone mentioned about soft skills yesterday when we were talking about employability. Then we also have got subject understanding. Then we've got metacognition. Someone talked again about meta, and the person says he created his own word. Then also we've got skills. There's the key skills that, like we mentioned earlier on, the key skills. So now when we combine all those, you'd find that according to York, what we get at the end is the employability of the graduate. Now, from this model, you find that, as we shall see, we also added another element there, which you say, yes, York spoke about that, but there are also certain elements that we have a feeling that you might have left. Now, there is a renewed challenge amongst the tertiary institutions, let's say tertiary institutions in Botswana, factoring in classroom delivery into employability. What we are simply saying now, from the previous model that York spoke about, now there is a renewed challenge that from that model, we need to factor in classroom delivery. Then also we're saying these ones, if all those are combined properly, what we get is the student, the employability. So if you check ours now, after we've modified, we've put also the other one there. We said curriculum, that is curriculum design, then soft theories. Soft theories were referring to students' perceptions about themselves, then assessment, then we've added classroom delivery. So with that classroom delivery now, we talk of employability. That is our modified diagram. Okay, I'll skip the methodology. I'm told the time is up. Now our findings, you'd find that the findings are displayed there. The findings, what we did is we administered a questionnaire. That questionnaire were the skills that we wanted the industry to actually show, the skills that are being displayed by our graduates. And you'd find that the industry actually indicated that they show, like 55% of the respondents, they show that our graduates, they have the technical knowledge. That is, they understand the subject content, which is not a problem. But now when you look at other skills that are needed, you see, if you look at that pie chart there, this other side, for me, it's on the right side. Those other small issues there, those are soft skills that we are referring to, that sometimes they cannot be assessed. We cannot incorporate them into our assessment. But as we deliver in class, we might find delivery methods that can help students to develop those skills. We've got customer consciousness. It is 2%, which means that it's actually an employability skill that is lacking in our students. We've got positive attitude, innovativeness, self-confidence, content application, communication, both oral and written, problem solving, and people skills. So you'd find that what is causing, from our research, what we concluded is, what is causing our students, graduates, not to be employed, it's not that we are teaching wrong content. We are teaching correct content, but over and above the content that we teach, there are certain elements that the students are not getting during the process of learning. Okay, that is just a summary. Then for tutors, you find that as we interacted with tutors, we find that some tutors are not even aware of the concept of employability. They are not even aware of it. Of which you'd find that that concept maybe from what one of our presenters said yesterday, it can be maybe they can be made aware through the in-house training or maybe taking up some courses in teaching in higher education. Then those who indicated that they were aware of the concept of employability, they said that they find it very difficult to do that because the subject content to be covered and the time allocated does not allow them to adopt the teaching method that requires that. So what we are saying is what we found, of course, the teaching method that we found, if you want detail, you can get hold of the paper. The teaching method that we found to be possible, to be better or better equipped in helping students learn the employability skills. We've indicated them there. We've got teaching methods such as role play, group learning. They may help students, but we could not conclude because we haven't really taken a group of students through that teaching method and make a follow-up on their performance in the industry. Of which these teaching methods, I think it might be possible that a group of students can be taken through these teaching methods until they finish, then a follow-up will be made. But this project, if we were to do that and make a follow-up, we find this project will require a minimum of about 6 years because we take through our students throughout the 4 years. Then from there, we put them in the industry, then we make a follow-up and see how it is. But from other writers, they are saying these ones, they are good because as students work in groups, they develop people skills because they have to handle each other. They also develop time management. They also develop problem solving. We also have also other skills in methods like role play. Then also we have venture matrix. Of course, it's said in different ways. Someone said this venture matrix yesterday. This venture matrix, you find that if it can be used, it can help because in this case, it helps the student or the graduate to remain relevant. Because you find that sometimes we are taking our student through, the student is doing IT, we are in 2013, then maybe Microsoft 2013, but by the time the student finishes, that Microsoft 2013 is no longer relevant. So if we can do that, then also the lecturers or tutors, they can also do what we call visiting lecturers, where you find that captains of the industry can come during the delivery and also talk to the students or deliver certain topics the way they think or they feel is how it is supposed to be in the industry. Then also, of course, in some areas we find as we're evaluating the curriculum, we said the curriculum content and delivery time should take into consideration the need to develop employability skills, which means that even if the teacher, the tutor, or the coach decides to adopt employability skills, if the delivery or the curriculum and the milestone do not factor in that, you find it becomes very difficult and it becomes a big challenge for the lecturer to use certain methods because these methods that impart employability skills require more time than the lecture method. Because the lecture method is just like what I'm doing. I come straight in front of the students, I speak, after speaking, I dismiss. But you'd find students, what they've only done, we cannot even assess whether they've developed listening skills because some will be doing something and all sorts of things. But you find the methodologies that are required to be used that enhances the development of employability skills to our students. They require more time. Thank you.